Hey guys, I'm MakerBusiness46, and welcome to the bonus content. Well, right now, I'm not in my funny personality or my, video game clone persona or something, but but this is a bonus content, and like I say in the discussion of the bonus content, where I'm actually open, get my thoughts, and of course, be open about those thoughts. And, I'm not in my, a hilarious persona, but I will, of course, say, do want to talk to you guys about this. And it's, regarding to Jedi Fallen Order. I just saw the trailer on the Xbox. Well, the trailer from the Xbox YouTube channel. And when I saw the channel and the video, I took a look at the description, and I looked at under category gaming, and it says age restriction. And it said, age restriction, which of course, and I got this, I got the story from Mr. Vince Impella, and this one's from last year's disappointing EA press conference. And even though this game I'm really excited for, although, I just want to say, take a look.
I hope so. So the Star Wars name is Jedi Fallen Order.
Woo! So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, so it kind of gives you some idea that you'll be playing a Jedi.
So does that mean I get to, hold a lightsaber?
Yes.
So Vince, you got anything else?
Well, it takes place during the Dark Times. Trying to be a little vague here, but when the Jedis are being hunted, so it's going to be spectacular.
So for all the hardcore nerds out there who want to know where in the timeline, between which episodes is it?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, all right, between 3 and 4. That sounds like a nice time. You got any other tidbits? No?
It's not a nice.
It's a dark time.
It's a dark time.
Bad time. Does that mean it's going to just be all dark and serious?
It's amazing.
Okay, now back to the topic. Back to the topic, of course. When I talk about Jedi Fallen Order, I saw on the Xbox YouTube channel. Well, it's not shown like the EA Star Wars, EA Star Wars channel and the PlayStation channel, and GameSpot, IGN, and even at the Kotaku, or the others, but Xbox is not there. And then when I took a look at the channel, and it says age restricted, requested by uploader, which is of course Xbox. But that leaves me with the question. With all you have a question, of course. Will Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order be M-rated? Well, we did have a plan for that, but fortunately that was canceled. Not because the story was gritty, and what I'm talking about is 1313. Although I will say, of course, we will. Of course, like I say, we will discuss about this right now. So yeah, the trailer that was on E3 that introduced us to Cal Kestis, BD1, and Sear. We gotta take a look at Saw Gerrera. And I checked the cast, and it's confirmed. And it's been confirmed that it is indeed Forrest Whitaker playing and voicing Saw Gerrera. The last time we saw him was on Rebels. Well, although he was on Rogue One, and unfortunately he was killed by a Death Star blast. Well, I meant testing only. Well, they tested out at Rogue One. And that's dark, but it did not receive an R rating on that because Rogue One, I did like it, you know. I thought it was good, you know. Well, not amazing, but good, you know. Sure, it's a episode 4. It takes place prior to episode 4. And it's dark and gritty. But still, it's PG-13. Like the Coen Brothers version of True Grit. It's PG-13. And Coen Brothers did a good job not bastardizing the film. Because, you know, this is a remake. You know, did a good job with the remake. Even though they were not familiar with bringing Jeff Bridges, because they had worked together, the three, with an R-rated comedy, The Big Lebowski. But, you know, True Grit, well, we already know that Big Lebowski was supposed to be funny. But True Grit, this is a gritty film. Now, we got a lot of gritty films. And, of course, The Hunger Games Catching Fire got a more gritty. Even though this is a PG-13 film, it was originally supposed to go R-rated, but here's the things they cut out. Trident to the head. Instead of that, the trident through the chest. And in a scene of Haymitch, played by Woody Harrelson, who was also Beck, Beck Trennant of Solo Star Wars Story, or Beckett of Solo Star Wars Story, which is also humorous, but you know, with the young Haymitch and the survivor who happened to lost an eye, and with the boomerang, and then he ducked, kept on ducking, and then she was killed, and Haymitch was the winner. And yes, he was one of the District 12. One of the District 12 tributes. But yes, and even though despite of no gore, of minusing the gore, of course, this is where Catching Fire started to get gritty. And why am I talking about those when I'm talking about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order? Well, when Vince Zampella said that this story is going to be dark, the dark story, and when Andrea Renee, if you listen to it, asked him if it's going to be really dark, he responded if it's amazing. Well, that's early speculation, but when he said dark, in other words, he ain't kidding. He is not kidding about Jedi Fallen Order being dark. Like, in other words, they're going to take a route of a more mature route. Ever since 1313 was announced, and of course, creative director from then LucasArts, Dominic Robidiod, you know, who is now the head the head director of the studio, Pixelus, which is of course a Sony exclusive. And yes, and one of his works in Pixelus was of course Entwined, which is a game about two souls who are in love but can't be together. You know, like I say, forever apart, always together. Well, start with always together, forever apart. But like I say, Entwine, you know, I mean, I really enjoy seeing that game, you know. And I do like the premise of it. Two souls in love but can't be together. But although he is no stranger of grittiness, like one of them called a well, I forgot the name of it, but it's a like a driving game, you know, similar to Grand Theft Auto, but this one is full of grittiness, you know. And then I saw his name, and well, because that game he made was of course a hit, and it was really gritty. But can't say the same thing about Sunday Drive, you know. With Sunday Drive, that one's a disaster. But when his name appeared on the credits on the Force Unleashed 2, you see the name Dominic Rabidiad. That's the same guy who was going to be a creative director for Star Wars 1313, which is of course take place in the criminal underworld of Coruscant, which is of course the actual level. And yes, and this is of course one of those, and it will be canon in the Clone Wars with Ahsoka Tano, played by Ashley Eckstein, which was of course she's going down to level 1313. And that was my most anticipated video game that I've been wanting to see. And speaking of mature games in Star Wars, and here's I got the audio from E3 2012 with of course, or 2012 with of course, creative director of the canceled Star Wars 1313 video game, Dominic Rabidiad, and what he had to say about the real reason why that game would have been a mature game.
The game gets talked about as a mature thing, but it's not mature in like a gratuitous, like let's see blood and guts. It's more of telling a darker Star Wars story.
Exactly. You know, I think that sometimes games pursue an M rating because of this desire to do something gratuitously gory. That's just not what we're doing at all. I just don't think those things kind of go with Star Wars, really. So when we talk about making something that's mature themed, it really is about those characters, the type of story content we're going to be dealing with, and the kind of things that they are motivated by, and just the world itself as well.
And yep, you heard straight from an Englishman's mouth. Or, of course, which is, of course, spot on. The reason why 1313 would have been an M-rated game, because that would have told a darker story. It's not all about blood and gore. Because the lightsabers is damn impossible to... And yes, like I say, this game is, of course, damn impossible for blood and gore, because that's not what... Back then, before LucasArts' demise and 1313 demise, that's not what they're trying to do, okay? Same with Jedi Fallen Order. Blood and gore, that's not what they're trying to do, okay? That's what Vince Impella is not, and Stig understood, the director of God of War is not trying to do, okay? That's what they're not trying to do. They're not trying to add blood or gore or anything like that, but But the reason why Xbox, when the Xbox channel have the age restriction, is because the Jedi Fallen Order, which Vincent Pell say that this story's going to be really dark. Well, I could translate that when he said it's amazing, like in other words, it is actually dark. And nope, he's not kidding. And Dominic Rebillard, back in 2012, when that IGN review at E3, he is right on the money on that. He is right on the money for the saying that the reason why they're in the pursuit of an enamoring is because to tell a darker story. Alright? Yeah, and see guys, it's not all about dismemberments or anything, or beheadings or anything like that. It's because Jedi Fallen Order is going to be a dark story, okay? That's what I'm trying to say, you know? Feel free to disagree with me on that, but bear with me on this. That's the real reason why Xbox has the age restriction, because of the games that some games are going to be anticipated for a mature rating. You know, with a Jedi Fallen Order, which is going to come from Respawn. Now, guys, I'm not a EA defender or anything like that, but like I say, you know, because that's what I'm just saying. Of course, I'm not in a persona where, you know, where I'm the clone who share the same traits as me. He loves video games. But, like I say, guys, this is really, really important for me. The real me. And now, what I'm saying, of course, this is a bonus content with the question. So, therefore, that's why the Jedi Fallen Order will be heading for an M-rating, not because of the violence, not because of the violence is intense and all, or it's going to have some language, but the story is going to be really, really dark. But before I go, I do want to clarify of some stories that I played that are really, really dark. Like, well, okay, I never played Lord of the Rings, War of the North. No, that's the first Lord of the Rings game. Like I predicted to my brother at the 2003 when we were buying video games, he was buying Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And I say, I wonder how's it feel when Lord of the Rings get an M rating. And he said I was wrong. But 9 years later, I was right. I was actually right on the money on that. That Star Wars... Sorry. That Lord of the Rings, War of the North, is the first Lord of the Rings game to receive an M rating. Right before Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Because, yeah, these stories are dark. And yes, and take a look at Batman, the Arkham games. The rest are cheap, but everyone's asking, why would Batman Arkham Knight be an M rating? Well, because, you know, not just because of the torture scenes and some swearing, like, of course, Gobshite and bitch, and of course, well, we know ass is used in of course, in a T-rated game, you know? And the word bitch, yeah, I mean, just like with Tony Hawk. But Gobshite, I never heard of it. I have never heard of it. Even though that is like an offensive language in Irish. And Penguin's the one who said it, but yes. But that's not what it is. And blood? Okay, yeah. Well, at least it's not gore, but, you know. But like I say, Sure, it's an M rating because they got blood and gore, and the violence is really intense. But the real reason why I think it's M rated is, of course, the story. The conclusion is really, 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 really dark. So yeah, that's the same feeling with 1313. If it would have been released, it would be either Legends or canon. If it was released in later 2014, then it would be canon. But if it was released in early, before March, then it would be Legends. And this game would be considered Legends. But if LucasArts hadn't shut down, and of course if it wasn't bought by Disney, then it would be part of the expanded universe before it had happened. But Jedi Fallen Order would be next in line for the story, and of course, the next game to receive an M rating. Well, I would, because the story is really, really dark. Jedi Fallen Order story is really, really dark. And that's my most anticipated game of the year because, well, originally Animal Crossing was, New Horizons was going to be, until they decided to go with 2020 release because of the they're trying to fix the game, make sure there are no bugs. There are no bugs on there. Just relax. That's what everyone would say. But other than that, so far we have M-rated games based on successful franchises. Of course, is Batman Arkham Knight of the Batman Arkham franchise, Lord of the Rings, War of the North, Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Middle-earth, Shadow of War from the Lord of the Rings franchise. And those are 3 games from Lord of the Rings so far to have an M rating. To have a mature rating. And of course, but yet, well, we know Deadpool's got an M rating, but it's not that gritty, okay? The story's not gritty. And Deadpool, besides, is a humorous character. So therefore, he don't count. Because Deadpool is a hilarious superhero. And his story was really, really hilarious. But I'm talking about the stories that are dark and serious. And Jedi Fallen Order might be next in line for an M rating. But who knows? All we gotta do is wait for the next trailer and see if it is M rated. And if I'm right, I'm right. But if I was wrong, I'll tell you guys I'm wrong. But hey, guys, I'm not here for bragging rights at all, but wait till the next one. And check it back to Xbox. And good luck trying to see if they are high if they're high on death sticks to see if it is age restricted. Good luck trying that. I did. I check back every time, and then it says, still say age restriction. Like I say, good luck trying to tell them that. Okay, guys. That's it for the bonus content. That's it for the bonus content for that discussion. Which, of course, I'm talking about Jedi Fallen Order. Getting an M-rated game? Getting an M rating? Well, you know, it's impossible. But if Xbox is age restricted, but yes, like I say, guys, lesson: every time you try to go back, they didn't change their minds. But it says age restricted because some games are anticipated to be M rated, or unlike with the Red Dead Redemption 2 teaser before the official trailer, which got an M rating, which they did not age restrict, which I thought it'll be anticipated for a T rating, but nope, it got an M rating. So yeah, we gotta save that for Bully, the video game. Okay, guys, like I say, that's gonna do about it for the bonus content for real this time. That's going to do about it, and I will see you guys next time. In case if I don't have enough topics, I will see you guys later.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.